Today we are going to be working on spreadsheet formatting. The first step is to open a new spreadsheet, which we have done. This assignment will be completed using Microsoft Excel 2013. The second direction says to set a header with your name, the current date, and the title of this activity using procedures outlined by your teacher. Select the Insert tab, select Header and Footer, and go ahead and put your name, I'm going to go ahead and put my title in the middle, and I'm going to call this Spreadsheet Formatting. And the date currently is November 9th, 2015. The third item says to key the title in cell A1. So now I'm going to go ahead and select A1. And I'm going to select View and go back to my normal view. In A1, type in the word invoice in all caps and bold. So in order to format, you can format before you type, after you type, or when you type. I'm going to go back in here to my home menu or my home tab, make that information bold. The next thing that you are required to do is enter the column headings in bold font. In cell A3, you're going to enter item number. In B3, quantity. C3 is unit. D3 is description. E3 is unit price. And F3 is amount. You are now required to adjust column widths to fit content. You can highlight all of them and double click, or you can go in and double click each item individually, or you can select the column, the end of the column, click and drag. My preference is to highlight everything and double click. That way it automatically puts the information in the correct size. You are now going to key the remaining information. Once you have added the information, you are now required to center the data in the title cells in initial caps and bold. So I'm going to go ahead and select all of row 3, make it bold, and center my information. And make sure that the items or the column headings are in initial caps. The next item that you are required to perform, or the next activity you're required to perform, is merge and center the title in row 1 across columns A through F. So you're going to select A1, hold your left mouse button down all the way to F1. That's the selection. Now you want to merge and center. And information that is required, number 13, it says to change the number symbol in cell A3 to the word number. So we're going to go to A3, change the number symbol to the word number. Now, as you can see, the information is too large to fit into the cell, we are going to go in and wrap and center the text. We're on step number 14. We're going to wrap and center the text in cells A3 and E3. So I'm holding my control key down right now so I can select both of them at the same time. And I'm going into I'm going to go and select wrap text. And now we are going to drop down to step number 16, and it says format the data in the unit price column for 2 decimals. So I'm going to select my whole column, and we want to increase the decimals, or go ahead and format for 2 decimals. So we're going to go into our number, and we want to make sure that our decimals are 2 and select OK. Step number 17, enter a formula in the last column to calculate the amount unit price times quantity and format the data as currency. When we type in any formula, we must begin with an equal sign. In the directions, you're to type in the location of the unit price. As you can see, the location of the unit price is E4. So I'm going to type in E4, multiply using the asterisk, and the quantity. We don't want the number, we want the location of the quantity. And we can hit enter. The nice thing about using our fill tool, I'm going to use the fill tool. And in order to use the fill tool, you need to select the little square that's in the bottom right corner. And we're going to copy the cells. And what that did was that copied the cells relatively. So in row 4 it says E4 times B4. In row 5 it equals E5 times B5, and so on and so forth. We also need to make sure that this is currency. So I'm going to select my whole column and choose the dollar sign. We are now on step number 19, which is to key and indent the word total in bold and initial caps below the last item in column A. So we're going to type the word total. It is in initial caps. Up here at alignment, I'm going to use my little cheat icon and increase my indent and select bold. Now on step number 20, use a function. Remember, a function is built in. It is built in. That is the great thing about functions. Use a function to enter a formula to add the amounts in the last column and place the results in cell F8. Format the data as currency. So we are currently in cell F8. Going to go to my formula, going to insert my function, and to add the amounts, I'm going to utilize the sum function. And now I have to make sure that I select the correct information. I need to select F4 through F7 and hit enter and OK. Step number 21 asks us to add an accounting border to cell F8. We're currently in cell F8. We want to select our Home tab again, and we want to make changes to the border. In order to do this, I'm going to right-click on my cell, and I'm going to format my cells. We're going to select the border. Oops, and I want to make sure that I have a single line above, and then I'm going to select double and put the double line below and select OK. There's my accounting border, and we're going to go ahead and save this as invoice and submit it as your teacher has required.